Hello guys, Svet here, and in today's video of the Copywriting Titan, we are going to be a training on the topic of what you should include in your welcome email. And in my opinion, welcome emails have some of the highest open rates, and that's why they are super important. They are probably the most important email you or your client, if you're a copywriter and you are writing for clients, are going to send. And if you're a business owner or a coach, um, if you're not putting enough attention to your welcome email, you are leaving a lot of money on the table. Because if you fail to hook your reader there in the welcome email, they likely won't open your emails in the future, which means they are probably never going to buy from you, right? So it's plain and simple. So how to make sure that doesn't happen? I have prepared six steps or six things you should do. So the first and most important thing here is to deliver on your promise. So, for example, if you have a lead magnet as your opt in, deliver it in your welcome email and make sure it's a great product. Because if your free stuff is fantastic, your subscribers will be dying to buy your paid stuff. Here's an example from my welcome email. This one is talking about a mistake that repels clients. This is my opt-in. That's my lead magnet, and I deliver it on the third line here. I say, "Howdy, thanks for requesting. You can watch the video right here for limited time." And I also have a timer. And I also say that if they don't click on the link by the time the clock shows a bunch of zeros, this is showing a bunch of zeros because the time has elapsed already, because I sent it to my other Gmail for testing, but they have 15 minutes to test to watch the video, and your access will be removed. And I think the open rates of this one are like 90% and the click rates are like 80. So it's kind of crazy. And this expiring download is a feature of Campaign Refinery, the ESP that I'm using. So if you're curious, I'm going to leave a link to it so you can grab it. But the idea here with the welcome email is that you have to deliver on your promise and you don't want to ramble over like 200 words before you deliver. You say something, hey, Lala, thanks for requesting. Let's say you have a free report on how to meditate or best practices, five best tips on how to meditate for more than 10 minutes every day or something like that. Thanks for requesting the 5 tips, blah, blah, blah. Here's a link where you can download the report or download the guide or whatever. You don't want to be wasting people's time. And then you can start talking about, but you have to have at least one link in the first, I would say, 2 or 3 lines, hopefully in the second or third sentence, and then you can have another link at the end of the email. Okay, so super important, deliver on your promise and do it as fast as possible. Let's add and as fast as possible. Okay, cool. So the second thing is share your story. Why? Because people buy from people when they trust you. And the best way to build trust is to share your story, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Do not hold anything back. The more vulnerable, the better. This is kind of the rule here. So here's an example from my email list. The subject line is my journey from 15 to 15,000, and it's part one because it's a very long journey. So I divided it into 2 parts. And I have obviously, hey, it took me 7 years to grow from my first $15 gig writing a 500-word article to my first $15,000 gig crafting a VSL funnel. But I almost never became a freelance copywriter at all. Here's the story, and then I go into the story, and then I am very vulnerable because I say I hated my job, I wanted to quit. I got some unpaid vacation because I didn't have a lot of paid vacation, blah blah blah. And yeah, obviously, if you want to read my story, you have to subscribe to my email list, and I'm going to leave a link to it in the description of this video. But the rule, as I said, is the more vulnerable, the better, and it's great to share your story as soon as possible. Hopefully, in the first email. If not, I think this is my second email because in the first one I deliver on my promise. So in the first in your welcome sequence, you have to share your story 100%. Okay, the next one is be authentic, because everyone else is taken, right? And if you're trying to attract everyone, you attract no one. That's why in your welcome email, and hopefully in all the other emails that you write, or if you're a copywriter and you're writing for clients, make sure that you're describing their best self and they're being authentic. So here's an example from my welcome email. This is number 3. I have I'm making a few promises to the reader. And third one is I'm happy to answer questions, so I invite you to ask them. And you can see how I'm saying this could be in the form of Svet, that's great, thanks. Shut up and take my money, Copy Titan. You're a genius for explaining that to me, Mr. Structure. See how this is a lot of personality, a lot of authenticity. That's a hard word. And in the number 4, I also talk about tractors. I'm also saying here that they can send me tractor selfies. And these stories might mention my peculiar tractor obsession. So a ton of personality. People are really curious why I'm obsessed with tractors. So very cool, right? And if you're writing for a brand, make sure to show their genuine side. Okay. Number 4, share social proof. And if you don't have any social proof yet, for example, if you are a copywriter and you want to attract our clients, but you don't have any social proof, you can share other wins you have in your life. For example, maybe you had a TEDx talk, perhaps you won a marathon, or you did something crazy. Maybe you were a volunteer for a year or something, maybe a few months. Whatever it is, share it in your welcome email. This will build more and more trust. So let me show you from my how I'm sharing here a bit of social proof. For example, I say here, let me give you $8 if these are not enough reasons to follow me. So I'm saying that I'm a contributor to Entrepreneur. That's social proof. Since 2020, I've helped over 120 freelance copywriters. Actually, that's more than 120 right now. In June 2019, I was a TEDx speaker. I have also running like a budding trial website. I speak languages. I believe providing a ton of value upfront. Slow transitioning into an offer owner, and I was part of Copy Accelerator Pro. So obviously, you might not, if you're a bit new to the game, you might not have so many things to share, but this is just an example. So share social proof. Maybe you've helped clients, especially if you're selling services or products. It's good to share social proof. For example, hey, this client or this person who bought my course did this and that. So actually sharing social proof is great, not only for the welcome email, but for any other email. But for the welcome email, it's extremely important for people to know that you're a genuine person. What you're doing is helpful, it's valuable, and you're just fun to be around. Okay, number 5, tell the reader what they should expect from you. For example, how often are you going to email them? This is very important. I will show you how I do it. What we will talk about in your emails. Why would they whitelist? Why should they whitelist your email address? This is very important, so it hits their inbox. And the idea is that you should tell the reader why they should care about your emails. And if you do a good job, they will. So let me show an example here from my welcome email. I'm saying, so here are the four solemn promises to you. I'll visit your inbox 3 times a week. Actually, right now they are more like 4 times, so I need to rewrite my welcome email here, because I also share stuff on Sunday. I'm usually sharing it on Tuesday, for Thursday and Saturday. So maybe you can mention that. Maybe you can say, I will email you twice a week. I will email you every day. I will email you from Monday to Friday, whatever it is. Share it and share what you're going to talk about. For example, I'm talking about copywriting and marketing tips, tricks, and techniques that I've either tested or seen tested by leading marketers. I believe you enjoy reading them. If not, I'll keep my unsubscribed tractor inspectors. You see a lot of authenticity and personality here at all times to aid you out. And I'm also saying from time to time you'll get offers. You're welcome to accept or ignore them at your own discretion. Again, my unsubscribed tractor inspectors will be at your disposal at the end of each email. So a ton of authenticity here. And I here give them a reason to whitelist my email. So note, there's a small chance this email has landed in your promo tab. I'm actually misspelling this on purpose. That's why if you don't want to miss any of my future emails, please watch this quick 39-second video where I explain how to whitelist my contact. And that's it. This is also very important because if they want to receive my stuff, they want to whitelist and they also want to reply to my email, to my welcome email. This is super important as well. That's why I have put this on the list as well. Invite them to reply to your welcome email, because when they respond to your welcome email, there's no deliverability, and tells Gmail, because most people use Gmail anyway, that your emails are important, and make sure to ask them a question they feel inclined to reply to. So here's how I do it. I have grabbed the screenshot from this email here. And as you can see, the gift I promised at the beginning, just reply to this email, I will send it your way. So I am promising them, let me show you here. First of all, thanks for providing me with your email. I don't take it lightly, so I've prepared a juicy gift for you at the end of this email. So I am thanking them. I'm saying I don't take it lightly, meaning that I will treat their email with respect. And that's why I prepared a juicy gift at the end of this email. So I am making them reply to this email, and I'm priming them to read the whole email because I prepared a juicy gift. And then they need to reply to get the gift, because otherwise, if I just give a link here, they won't, most of them wouldn't reply. But I would say maybe between 20 to 30%, maybe even more, are replying to my gift, are replying to my email for the gift. And this is actually the second email that comes after the lead magnet that I show you here. This one here. And this, as I said, this one has a ton of click rate. I think it was like 70% click rate because of this expiring download. So by doing this, we are priming them to like click on stuff. And this is showing Google my emails are important, or Gmail. And then they are on the second email, they are responding to that. And in the third email from the sequence, my welcome sequence, I'm telling them about my story, sharing a lot of stuff. So all this stuff is happening in a matter of like 2 to 3 emails. And this is priming them to not only listen to me, but also to teach Gmail that my emails are important and they should get in the inbox and not in promo or even worse, spam. So yeah, if you do all this stuff in your welcome sequence, and if you can do at least two or three of those things in your first email, I would say deliver on your promise is a must. And as I said, you should do it in the first few lines. Maybe you can share your story as well, or just a little bit of your story, or hint at your story. For example, in my next email, I'm going to tell you how I went from like something that was very bad for you, for example, sleeping in my van, and with $12 in my bank account, to now owning a 9-figure company just 6 years later or something. Obviously, that's made up, and maybe your story is different, but it's priming them to read your next email, and then you can have something to ask them to reply, which is going to boost your, and we not only boost your email deliverability, but also start a conversation with your audience. So yeah, before I wrap this up, make sure to subscribe to my email list, and I have a link on my cover photo. That's not correct, actually. That's going to be in the description of this video. Link in the description. Maybe I'll add it to my cover photo as well so you can see it. And you're going to see, obviously, you already saw my email in action. But yeah, now you know how to write high converting welcome emails. If you enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Cheers.